everyone, John Gonzalez here from MLive.com. Welcome to today's podcast and video. Joining me as always is Amy Sherman. Amy, how you doing?
Great, Gons. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Just excited for the weekend, although every day is the weekend for me, right? I mean,
right. What are your big plans for the weekend, Gons?
I have no idea. Just same as yesterday, same as tomorrow. I mean,
I suggest you do something crazy and exciting this weekend, like out of the quarantine norm. I don't know what that is, but figure it out.
Okay, I will figure it out. Well, right now, we have with us two very special guests. Do you want to introduce them for everyone?
Absolutely. We got Julie and Rob Redding with us from the Hack-Ma-Tack Inn, our pick for Michigan's most iconic restaurant last year. And Julie and Rob, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And you guys are about to reopen, actually, surprisingly enough, for the 2020 season.
Right. We actually opened yesterday. Was our first day, about a month late, but we opened up yesterday.
Yeah, we're excited to finally get everything up and running. It took a little bit to get it up and running, but because we actually were preparing a little bit in advance because we had to get all the different steaks in, the different the beer, all the different things in, and then now with this issue we've been getting into masks. And then you have to have the masks for their customers and for the workers. So we had to order all that in because actually when we went to open up and we tried to order more, they were sold out. So a good thing we've been ordering for the last month,
Right.
Even though we weren't open. We were sort of preparing to open up. But last night was a success. So the people were there and everyone was, doing their part. People were wearing masks and then we were sort of busy for, half capacity. We had
a Wednesday.
A Wednesday. We did that on purpose, opened up on a Wednesday. Some of the locals come in on Wednesdays. They call that hump day. They want to come in on their hump day. And, they were all there. So the bar was really busy. But everyone behaved and it was, we pulled it off.
The restaurant was packed up to 50% capacity. So it's where, 6 feet so we could seat everybody. It seems, we couldn't have sat any more people. So
How are you doing it logistically? Have you removed some tables, or are you just keeping people apart? How are you doing the logistics of everything?
we're just keeping it apart. We just have the tables that we can only sit them at. Like the tables we aren't sitting people at, we have a flower on and it's not, you can tell it's not seatable. It's just more hard coordinating. I'm just so used to just having all these tables. We have a pretty big dining room, so it was a lot of coordination just yesterday, and we weren't even that, that busy, that slammed. So it'll be interesting how July works. But then again, we can't really seat more than I already did last night, so it'll probably be the same. I don't know. Maybe I have it down already. I don't know.
Well, for any of our kind of summer restaurants in Michigan who are definitely seasonal, you guys prepare all winter for that time. So I'm not surprised that Rob had been planning ahead because that's how you guys are. But it's still such a crazy time because you wait all winter and then you get hit with all these new regulations. How have you guys been dealing with that and pulling through?
It's been a lot of paperwork and just, temperature taking and mask wearing. It's just it was very awkward for our staff, but it was,
again, we had to prepare for this. We had to have a couple meetings beforehand. Scott, one of the managers, he was really reading up and giving Julie all the different things that she needed to get done, which is we have to post all these signs all over the restaurant, in the front door, the side doors. We have to post stuff in the back. And so printing out, we bought a new printer so that we could print out menus, because every menu we give is going to be thrown away.
Right.
So we bought a new printer that prints real fast, and that's helped out a little bit. But that also helped us print out all these guidelines. But I feel like we're real prepared for this, especially because we do have quite a few people that are involved in the management team aspect of things, and they've all been pretty aware of all these different guidelines. So I think we're up on everything. I think so we were ready last night.
Yeah.
Well, Rob and Julie, one of the things that I know Amy and I just loved about your place is tradition. Families come back, generations, sometimes the same time every year, and the stories that they share and the memories they have of your place coming up to Sheboygan. Have you heard from that clientele, the regulars, and are they planning to come back? I mean, what have you heard from your dedicated followers?
Well, we heard, you know,
There's actually a lot of people up. I mean, it depends who you talk to up here. Like a lot of people are up, a lot of people aren't. But so far, I mean, I've seen uh, a lot of people up, and even saying, "Oh, there's more coming up in the coming weeks." And so it seems pretty normal for at least our customers so far. I mean, I guess I'll see more as time goes on, but
we have heard though, people have texted and said they're either, on the way up or that they will be coming in real soon. And, might have been a little bit different if we were able to open up for the Memorial Day weekend. I'm sure there was going to be a lot of people,
yeah.
but we really couldn't meet all the things that we had to do to open up for that Memorial Day weekend. We needed to, like I was telling you, we needed to get the masks and all the food, and there's been shortages on the food. So we'll sort of see how that goes as the season goes by. But we were able to get everything we need. We opened with our same menu. So we were able to get all those things, but that, like we said, we had to do a little bit of advance to get all that stuff in, because I think if we would have waited to the last minute, we wouldn't have had everything that we needed. I know prime rib is real short. We do a lot of prime rib, so we ordered in advance for stuff like that, steaks and prime rib.
Mm-hmm.
But fish, that can come in pretty fresh, so that's always
right
fresh.
here. So
We waited till the last minute. That was the only thing we really waited till the last minute on, was the day before we ordered the fish, the fresh white fish, and I think what was there, trout.
I think we had last night smoked whitefish.
Oh, your whitefish stuff is so good.
So I know Julie was, there last night, and I know that everyone was really happy to be
out in general. They've all been, staying at home, so they've just been slowly coming out to restaurants up here just recently, and they're ecstatic, just happy to be out.
Yeah, everyone was really excited. They were texting after and saying how happy they were to have the Hack-Ma-Tack open. And
thank you
just,
for opening.
I think,
and just
like you said, it's tradition. So this is part of the tradition. Just a little bit late coming this year, but I think everyone's even more excited that we're open just because of what's going on.
Absolutely. I'm sure they've been looking forward to coming to visit you guys all winter. So for people who are unfamiliar with the Hack, give us a little explanation. You guys are on the Sheboygan River. You're located in a very historic lodge that is filled with awesome decorations. Tell us a little bit more about what people can expect when they come to the Hack.
Yes, well, it's a 100-year-old hunting and fishing log cabin, and it's right there on the river. There's actually 3 stories with 4-story bell tower. And so, like you said, a lot of, since 1894, it's been there. It was started as the hunting and fishing lodge, and then over the years, I saw it as a restaurant in a picture in 1911. It had the dining room, and it looked like the people were coming in to eat dinner. And so we know that it's been a restaurant at least since 1911, but probably before that, when it was just the hunting and fishing lodge where the people would come up. But we're known for prime rib and whitefish, fresh whitefish, and then we have prime rib. But there's other items like the traditional items like the steak and other fish, and
a great wine list put together by Rob.
Yes, we have that. We have to make sure that we have the good wine list.
Yep.
So we have our wine list. I've been working on that. I've got a couple new things over the winter.
Awesome.
One of the things was that I picked up that they don't always do. I mean, it's available, but I picked up a couple cases of the Prisoner 1.5s. So for those people that want more than just the 750s, this is a 1.5. And they don't always have that in this Prisoner wine, which is sort of known.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you also have desserts as well, and a drink called the Hummer.
Yes. Julie, tell you a little bit about. They made the desserts last night fresh.
Well, yeah. Rob was a little upset with me. I was supposed to bring home a piece of coconut cream pie, and I forgot it. But I think they made coconut cream pie, and they're going to make carrot cake tonight, I hear. So at least I'll bring some of that home. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know if I think only one Hummer was made. I don't think it was a crazy Hummer night last night, but
What?
but I'm sure they'll. I know. I'm
It's
sure
because we weren't there, right, Amy?
Yeah.
right. You weren't there drinking it.
Well, you guys are located on the river, so people can actually take their boat and park right in front of the restaurant.
Right. Yeah. What is it? How much feet to? Of
500
space?
feet of dock space,
Yeah.
and they can come in by boat. And we're, yesterday the weather wasn't the greatest up here. It was really warm and humid.
Back and forth.
I noticed there really wasn't a lot of boat traffic, but there was a lot of boat traffic Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
So I do think when the people, start coming up and they have their boats and they're up here, we'll be seeing a lot of boaters, and who knows, maybe even some people, I've heard different stories about people ordering over the phone and coming and picking up by boat. So maybe we'll see some of that too, where people order their food and if they don't want to come in, they can come by boat and maybe order something. We'll see.
That's a great option. I love that. So for people who want to come visit, what are some of the technical things? Should they make a reservation? Do they have to wear a mask? Like, what kind of tips can you give them?
Reservations would be great. We are promoting that they do that. I mean, they're not required, but it makes it a lot easier for them to, secure a table. They are supposed to wear a mask upon entering, and then once they sit down, they can remove the mask. I do have some paper masks. We had a hard time getting masks, but I'm sure we'll be able to get more as time goes on. But most everybody that came in yesterday, because I think I only gave one mask away. I mean, they all had their mask on, and everyone was stopping, reading the door. So, I mean, everyone's pretty conscious and seem to be pretty safe and following the guidelines. So,
Now, will all the servers be wearing masks as well?
All the servers, all the staff has masks. Yeah. So, which is hard in our business because there is a lot of talking and whatnot. So that they were complaining about that a little bit, but you just gotta get through it, and we'll be fine. And
I think the other thing that helps with the reservations that we haven't really experienced too much yet because we only had the first opening day.
right.
But we do think that making the reservation will help, so that with the social distancing, that not everyone comes at the same time, so that we can sort of stagger when they come, because you're really not supposed to have a waiting room, and you don't really want the big groups coming in and all waiting to be seated. So if they call and make the reservation, then they can not have to all come at the same time. And we can stagger over when they call in, we can still stagger over the phone. That way we don't get big groups just waiting there to sit.
Makes it easier for you and for them in that.
Yeah. I think that'll work out great.
I'm curious about your staff. I know that you mentioned Scott a few minutes ago, who was great, by the way, and helped Amy and I surprise you that day when we gave you your award. But I'm curious how they're doing. I've been hearing reports that people have been generous with tipping around northern Michigan and the Upper Peninsula. What are they going through right now?
Well, I think everyone's really. I mean, everyone. When we had the meetings before yesterday, everyone was really ecstatic about coming back to work and just being able to. Everyone says the same thing. Want to get out of the house. Want to be out doing what they're used to doing. Again, last night I think there was a lot of that they did really well on tips. So I think last night did really well. But again, we don't know just yet what we're looking at. But I'm sure that it will be, because they do well in usual years, and in the normal years, everyone's doing really well.
Yeah.
So, but everyone was really ecstatic, and they were really sort of chomping at the bit to get back, especially Scott. I mean, he was really, so I think everyone's over prepared because everyone's so excited to open up that you're over preparing. You're reading through all this information. You're doing all the things that you're supposed to do, and it's not like everybody does have a lot of time on their hands. They have a lot of time, so they can do all the things they're supposed to get done.
Right.
I think it's cool to listen to you guys talk about how prepared you are. I think for people who aren't in the restaurant business, they're just excited to go out to eat, and they might not understand how much work you've put into making sure that this is a safe situation for everyone, and all the little details that go around that. I mean, you've only shared a small fraction of what you've probably done to make the hack safe. And so I think it's important for them to know the work you've put in to ensure their safety.
Right.
Yes. One thing that just reminded me that another thing that we had to get in beforehand was the special cleaner. The cleaner that there's literally a cleaner that you can buy that kills the coronavirus. And, we had to make sure we ordered, 3-4 boxes of that. And again, when we went to order some more of it last week, it was already sold out. So it was a good thing, again, that we've been ordering in all the products for the last month or more, just to be prepared.
We've kind of been using hand sanitizer before it was really popular. I don't know what.
Before it was cool.
Done.
Yeah.
So it's like once the hand sanitizer more at the beginning of this, where you couldn't find it, I was just like, oh my gosh, I have 3 huge jugs at the Hack. So we at least were prepared with stuff like that. We've always been pretty, clean and on top of that anyhow, but so it's even more so now. So we have extra soap and extra cleaner and sanitizer and wiping surfaces, and at the end of the night, at the beginning, I mean, it's just, so everyone's in cleaning overdrive as well. So but yeah, we want to keep everybody safe and healthy.
So on a totally different note, you guys are parents to the lovely Audrey and Stella. How is homeschooling going?
I think this is their last week, so
Yay!
Teachers went on strike.
Their teacher's awesome. She, I don't know how they do it. I mean, there's so many things done online, and she can't see it, or I don't know. I'm trying my best with the Google Classroom, but I don't know.
But they're ready to pack. They'll come out and say hi when we finish up.
Yeah,
they'll come out and say hi because they're in their rooms right now. I had to put them in there so that they wouldn't get chatting too much. It's very distracting when they get.
Can't really get anything done. Yeah, they like to chat.
Well, they'll be back on the floor of the Hack soon, I'm sure, welcoming guests and
Yes.
doing their work. They're always there, just like you guys. You guys are a family that works together. You work with your mom and dad, Susan and Michael, as well. And you guys are literally always on the floor at the Hack.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we're kind of keeping the girls away currently, but yeah, they're mad. They want to be over there. They would want to be working anything they can, but we've kind of just been keeping them away just under these circumstances. But yeah, they love to help, and Rob's dad and mom, I mean, yeah, they're just there every day. And
my parents have been working overtime to get everything ready. It's always a part of the season when we're getting open,
right,
that they love doing that. So that they've been waiting all winter. So they've been really involved this year, a little bit more than even before. So they're a little bit tired. I usually call my mom later on at night and tell her how the night went. She was already asleep. So that was, she's tired from getting everything ready.
right.
Well, we love them, and we love your mom's passion, because I think she has said it more than once to us that, the Hack-Ma-Tack is about the community, about the people, and, that they're just the caretakers. They're just there, to make sure the doors are open and supplies are ordered in advance, and that's about it.
Yes, that's true. Like I said, they're really excited. Also they're everybody is going a little stir crazy, but they're definitely going stir crazy with, not being open. Because, that was the first Mother's Day, I think, since my parents have owned, which has been 40 years, that we weren't open for Mother's Day. So that was a little bit hard to accept, that scenario for them and for us, and just not being open, because, we've never spent a Mother's Day that we weren't over there and that we weren't open.
I hope
40 years.
I hope you made your mom some prime rib at home.
It was weird. We all had dinner over here, and it was kind of nice, I have to say, not working, but yeah, no, it's you see so many people on Mother's Day, so it was a little sad that we didn't get to serve them, but next year.
There you go.
Well, soon the whole state will open up, and people will be coming up to your place in Sheboygan. Where can people get more information and stay up to date on the developments and openings and so forth?
Probably more detailed information would be our Facebook page. I put pretty much the same on our website. I would say those two are the best. Even calling the restaurant, I mean, someone's pretty much there. You know, if Rob's parents are, then I'm there after, 4:30. So, so yeah, I would say, I think that's
The website and
and probably Facebook. Yeah.
7 days a week. What are your hours?
7 days a week. We open at 5 o'clock. And we're serving until about 9. I think that changes, once our, the peak of the season, then we're usually serving till around 10.
Yep, I think that.
But yeah, but we don't know. I mean, it all depends right now because of the different seating and all that. So I'll have hours posted once we have that figured out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Julie and Rob Redding from the Hack-Ma-Tack Inn in Sheboygan, Michigan's most iconic restaurant. We appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yes,
Good
thank
seeing
you. Thank you. Great to see you guys. And we're looking forward to having a glass of wine up north here pretty soon.
We can't wait.